Hello and welcome to week 18. What next? Gen X Gaming. Silverlink 35 here, getting ready to go through a couple games and add a few to the queue. So let's jump right into it. This week on Wednesday, we did What Remains of Edith Finch. Kind of a visual story that you participate in. Had a certain creepy kind of an element, Pacific Northwest element, which was exciting. The story was a little too linear for my taste, kind of guiding you to each element. Pretty predetermined. There wasn't a whole lot of, it didn't feel like a whole lot of sorting things out. Some of the stuff was visually very fascinating, interesting. Kind of a neat way to tell a story. A few of the things were a little weird. You didn't really have a lot of instructions. But overall, not a bad game. Kind of entertaining. I'd probably call it a 2. It's one that I would tell people to check out, but I certainly don't plan on going back to myself. Thursday night on Twitch, we did Dawn of Discovery, or as I've discovered, it's Anno 1404. That's the reason it was taken down. They removed it and renamed it. It's the exact same game. In fact, if you go to Steam and look at Anno 1404, it's this game. Kind of more in my ballpark of games that I like. City builders, colony builders, stuff like that. This particular one, I don't know, it seemed a little dry, and maybe once you get into it a little bit more, I think that it would be a little more entertaining. I kind of just did the very first couple tutorials, and there was, I think, 6 or 7 tutorials. But those city builders are kind of fun, and I do enjoy those. I will probably try to come back to this one. I've heard mixed reviews about the Anno series, but for the most part, fairly positive. So like I said, we're going to give that one a 3, probably going to come back to it at some point. We're mixing things up a little bit this week. We're no longer going to be streaming on YouTube. Seems like the way to do it is to go on Twitch and then put the videos over onto YouTube. So Wednesday night on Twitch, we're going to be doing Heat Signature. That's what we previewed, kind of a stealthy little game where you go onto other ships, and I actually haven't played it, so it looks really interesting. Thursday night, we're going to do Defense Grid, The Awakening. That's going to be on Twitch as well. Kind of a tower defense looking one. I've uploaded it and played a couple minutes of it before, so I am curious to see how it goes once you get a little bit further into it. I like tower defenses if the theme is kind of fun. Added to the queue this week is 60 Parsecs. Jumping over to Steam, 60 Parsecs is an atomic space age adventure of scavenge and survival. Keep your crew alive and ready for action. Make difficult choices, face soup shortages and other horrors of outer space, and maybe reach your destination. Or not. Has a very positive rating. This is kind of an indirect sequel to 60 Seconds, I think, which was one that you're trying to get everything into the survival shelter. Looks like a pretty fun one. I'm curious. I certainly dig the survival elements, and the time limit thing is always kind of fun. So we'll see how this one plays out. Added to a Thursday for Twitch, we're going to be doing Curious Expedition. Jumping over to Steam, Curious Expedition is a roguelike expedition simulation set in the late 19th century. Together with famous personalities, you will venture on unprecedented expeditions to regions never explored before for fame, science, and treasures. Totally read that wrong. Never explored before for fame, science, and treasures. There we go. Commas are fundamental. It has a very positive rating, release date of 2016. I did notice that there's a sequel, Curious Expedition 2. Now, I have tried this one, and while I like the roguelikes and the explorations, this one didn't quite catch with me. So I'm going to be curious to try it a little bit more, see if I can get a little more in depth with it, and see how it comes out. So this week on Wednesday, we're going to be doing 60 Parsecs on Twitch. The following night, we're going to do Defense Grid The Awakening is on Twitch as well. And then we'll review those next week on Sunday here on YouTube. Thanks for joining me. See you there.